Morning, well, it's Chippy Trev here. We've had a bit of rain overnight, which is good because it'll put a bit more moisture back in the grass and make the lawn grow. So, anyway, roll the intro.
Hi, Chippy Trev here, and welcome to my channel. Hope you get something out of it.
Right now, well, so we're back on the DAS boot again today and work out what the hell is going on with this crazy motor and so forth. Firstly, I'd like to say, look, yeah, thanks everyone for the comments. I read through them and responded to all yous. It's not the gauges. I went out that morning, car was running perfectly, both gauges. That left one does run slightly hotter than the right, but I think that is a temp gauge thing. But the temp was running perfect, there was no up and down, it was going really good. I did a good 15-20 minute run, drove around town, stopped and started, and everything was fine. That the needle sat, well, they both sat pretty much perfectly where they should have. And then after I did the thermostat change yesterday, it all went to shit. Like, seriously, went to shit. Now, the other thing I've never seen before, I've never seen my gasket glue go yellow before. I don't know what's going on here with this shit. And when I got up this morning, this was all weeping. There was a very small pool of water here. And it all been weeping out here since I've started and run the car this morning. It's all sealed itself up again, but I've never seen that brown gasket glue go yellow. So I think the thermostat's working properly. It may open slightly hotter than the old one. I'm actually tempted to put that old thermostat back in there because that was working fine. I still think there's something happening in the left bank over here in a water gallery or something. So thanks to a few comments and a couple of ideas, what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to pull these gauges out. I'm going to go boil the kettle. I'm going to bring it out, I'm going to put a container here, I'm going to fill it up with boiling water, put both gauges in and see what the difference is between the two temp gauges, as in they're both sitting in the same amount of hot water. So basically in theory they should read exactly the same, but it will tell me the exact difference between the two gauges. So I'm going to go and pull these out. Let's quickly pop these two temp gauges out. So someone said, oh, sensors. Well, they're not sensors, they're, oh, I've got that tight. They're mechanical gauges, they're not electrical, so they run on ether in the lines, and that's how they work. And if you ever crack and bend the lines, which is what happened a few times in the old days, you'd crack a line, you get that nice sweet ether smell, and basically your temp gauge was fucked. So they're not mechanical, they don't rely on power or anything, they're strictly a mechanical gauge. So, rightio, that can just flow there for now. I'm going to go and boil the kettle and come back and put them both gauges in the boiling water, and let's see what happens. Rightio, well, I'm going to leave you guys in here to watch the gauges go up and see what happens while I go and drop some hot water in those temp gauges that are out and sitting in a little container. Kettle's boiling as we speak. So yeah, you guys watch what happened to the temp gauge, and we'll get to see how inaccurate they are between them. Yes, there's definitely a difference between the two. One's at 210, the other one's bang on 200. So the left gauge definitely reads hotter than the right. They're both sitting in exactly the same amount of hot water, and the left gauge is definitely about a 10-degree difference. So that's what I've done. So we've got both temp gauges sitting in a container of boiling water. They're both in the same water temperature, so that shouldn't be a problem. And yes, as we can see, the right gauge is dropping faster than the left. So there is definitely around a 10 degrees Celsius difference between the two gauges, but overall they're still working. They work. So the gauges going up and down is not it's not a fault of the gauges. It's definitely something going on the left bank of the motor. I'm going to get the air compressor up in a minute, and where I pull those temp gauge out, I'm going to give it a full-on blowout with the air compressor and see if that can maybe dislodge any shit that's in there that I don't know about. So, but anyway, yes. So that one's down to 180 now. That one's about 190. So there's definitely a 10 degrees difference between the two. So now we've established that, everything else is internally in the motor, what's happening. So ready. Okay, so I've got this little rubber stoppery thing here. I'm going to put that in there. Let's get the air compressor into there and blow the shit out of this and see what happens. Now also I'm going to drop the radiator cap. Put that in on the other side, do the same thing. Sorry about the camera work. Get that in there. Rightio, done. Alright, so we've done that. What I'm also going to do now is I'm going to go get some more fresh water and just run through the radiator. What I think about yesterday was when I filled her up, she only took 6.5 litres. This motor should hold no less than 10 litres of water. So I don't know why. It only held 6.5 litres instead of 10. That also tells me there's something going on that I'm unaware of. I'm not going to drop the bottom radiator hose or anything like that. I'm just going to do this. Okay. Let's put the temp gauges back in. And we'll go back to the original left in left and right in right, how they should be. Sorry about that. So we're going to put the right in the right side again, how it should be. I'll get in there. Right, that one's going in. Oh, sorry. Can't see. That one's going in. Thread this back through. Careful not to bend the lines. Now I'm going to leave that one loose. Actually, I'm going to leave them both a little bit loose, fill them up and bleed the air out of it. Oops, sorry. I'm going to bleed the air out before I tighten them up and then refill them properly. Right, water going in, water coming out. Right, nip these up. That should be tight. Rightio. Refilling the radiator, nice and slowly. Okay, radiator's full, everything's done. I've actually got my PC valve out at the moment. I don't know if you heard the other day, but that thing's rattling its guts out. It's alright when it's driving, when she's idling, this thing rattles. So I've got it out just to make it idle a bit faster as well. But I think I need a new PCV valve. I don't know how long this is going to take to warm up. So right is right bank, left is left bank. No confusion. I'm going to go and put the radiator cap on. It tends to warm up a lot quicker when you've got the cap on. And as you can hear, that rattle's no longer there. I'll just show you. I'll plug this back in. Good on me. Rightio, well, so I think I just lost a shitload of sound there with my microphone. So I just pulled the radiator cap, water level was right, everything seems good. Car's all warmed up inside, otherwise I'd have to do a voiceover for the inside of the cab. So it's time for me to open the gates and go out and take it out on the road and do a test run and see exactly what happens here. So rightio, we'll catch you out on the road later. Rightio, Wells. Test run. Let's get out the drive and go for a quick run down the road. See what we can see. So a quick update on those burnout idiots. After I yelled at them, we haven't heard of burnout since. And they did pack up and leave home for about 3 days. So I think I scared the shit out of them. So they're back. But we haven't had a burnout since. Dick facing his sheepbox dunny doors back out off the ramp. I guess we'll be seeing him drive around like a fuck stick again anytime soon. Alright, let's go. I hope you can see that. And let's try for some trouble-free motoring. I'll go out to the mine road. It's only about a 3k round trip, so... Oh shit. Truck! Sorry, mate. I hope you guys can see that okay. Alright, let's get up to cruising speed. Alright, we're at 60 mile an hour. So far so good. Don't speak too soon. So left temp gauge, went all the way up to 200, back down to 190. Right bank, 180, going up to 190. I think that thermostat's just opening and closing a lot more than it should. Maybe it's got a weak spring in it or something. But so far it wasn't doing what it was doing yesterday. Make sure there's no one behind me. I'm just doing a U-turn here, so I am tempted to put that old thermostat back in there. I mean, this one was an original thermostat from 1990 or 2000 or something, been sitting on their shelf there for so many years. Maybe over the years it's just deteriorated. But by this time yesterday, that right temp gauge was up and down, up and down, up and down, right around to 200. Well, it hasn't even gone past 200 yet, so fingers crossed. Oh, the left one's gone all the way up and down now. So the left bank's doing all weird shit now. Well, maybe it was the left bank yesterday playing up. I'll have to go back and look at my footage. Oh, there's something definitely going on the left-hand side of the motor. Look at that, that left gauge is all over the place. Yeah, look at that. Oh shit, something's really not right with this motor. There's got to be a block in the water gallery somewhere. There has to be. Look at that. It's right round to fucking 260, nearly right off the fucking gauge. Oh, that's just crazy. Left side of the motor, not a problem. Sorry, right side of the motor, not a problem. Left side of the motor. That's boiling. That's like blow a head gasket type thing. The motor's not making any noise, not knocking or banging. That is not right. That is severely not right. Damn, what is going on here? We know it's not the temp gauge. We know that. The temp gauge is definitely not at fault. Alright, it's cooling down a bit now, but it's still way hotter than it should be. Well, sport fans, haven't learnt a damn thing. Everything's exactly the same as it was yesterday. What's hot in here? I'm going to go and pop the bonnet and see how much pressure's on that radiator cap. Yeah, it definitely does feel a bit hotter on that side. Right, popping cap. No pressure. Oh, there we go. Everything's fine. That is crazy ass stupid. Well, that's crazy ass stupid. I don't know what the hell is going on. I certainly can't drive any long distances with us doing that. I'll end up doing some serious damage somewhere, I reckon. The only thing I can do is swap those temp gauges over again, see if the right temp gauge does exactly the same thing, just as one more test to, okay, it's definitely not a gauge problem, it's definitely an internal engine problem. The only thing I can come up with is it's a water flow problem. Water's getting through, then not, then getting through, and then not getting through, and it's just overheating. I don't believe I've got a blown, the motor's running too good. There's definitely not a blown head gasket. There's no bubbles in the radiator cap when you lift the cap off. There's no bubbles there. I don't believe there's anything actually wrong with the motor. I just think something's going on in the water galleries, and right at this point in time, I am 100% completely stumped. So I'm going to let it cool down so I don't burn my fingies. I'm going to swap them gauges over again. More test drive, and if worse comes to worse, I have to pull the fucking head off. I don't know. There's no other way around to get into the water. There's no other way to get around into the water galleries, bar to. Here's one more test I can do. I can turn the heater off. Now, you might say, well, turning the heater off won't do a bloody thing. But it has, sometimes things like that can have a strange effect. It's only the last thing I can do before I actually go and swap the heads over. Sorry, swap the temp gauges over, swap the heads over. It's the last thing I can do right now to just, I don't know, I really don't know. I'm going to go for a little drive around town and see what happens. So that gauge is, the left banks is about more than 10 degrees warmer than the right. So the right bank's saying exactly where it should be, 180, exactly where that gauge should be sitting. Left bank, almost 20 degrees hotter. We don't have the local cop down here doing brefos. We've got a new cop in town apparently. He's pretty bloody nasty. He's onto everything. So that's probably not a bad thing. Town certainly needs maybe a little bit of a tidy up of them young bastards running around that they do at night. There goes that left bank again. Ah, there it goes. Yeah, there it goes. It's not as severe, but I'm also not doing the 60 miles an hour. I'm only doing about 50. So it's gone down. Do a little right-hand turn here and go out past the tip and head home. And I can get up to 60 miles, maybe, car in front of me. Should be able to get up to at least 60 miles an hour here on a short run. Oh, this guy. Oh, he's probably just slowing down to see if the tip's open. It's never bloody open. Cancel's gone to shit. Okay, well it hasn't spun all the way around. Oh, this guy's travelling so fucking slow. Doing here? What is this clown doing? No indicators. Look at that. No indicators whatsoever. Nothing. What are you doing, you clown? Alright, let's chuck the boot in. We're at 60 mile an hour. that heater off. Has that made the difference? Oh no, there we go. Oh no. Back up again. Definitely not as severe, but at this stage, I certainly wouldn't be wanting to do a 100 mile, 200 mile round trip in it at the moment. We're doing all that. So the right temp gauge, pretty much perfect. Up and down a little bit too much, but that might be just the thermostat. Opening and closing very quickly. I'm just going to have a quick run out on the Maryborough Road. Been out there today, so let's go out there, get up to cruising speed and see what happens. Rightio, we're at 65 mile an hour. There it goes. But it didn't only go to 220, didn't go all the way around. Oh, there it goes. 220, back down. Okay, so it's something on that heat, it's something on my heater box line. Maybe I got to pull that hose. It did feel a bit crusty in there. I might pull that hose off. So there's definitely a difference, noticeably, by turning the heater off. I'm going to do a turn around here. I'm going to get under the bonnet. Yeah, it's going up again. Yep, 220. Oh, turn around here. 220. And then back down again. It's coming down. Yep. Alright. Let's turn the heater back on and see what happens. Heater's back on. Everything's just trial and error with these old girls. Let's see what happens on the way back into town. Oh shit, there's a bit of a hole there. Alright, watch for cars. Beautiful. Alright, let's see what happens now. Heater's on. $60 miles an hour. Well, the right bank's definitely running cooler with the heater on. And there it goes. something on that heater pipeline. Something's going on there. Maybe there's an air bubble or something in there. It definitely makes a difference. Oh yep, there's, see, right the way around it. Fucking hell. Look at that, 240. It's definitely a water flow problem. I'm going to pull that heater hose off when I get home and flush all the heater box out, maybe change that hose. There, look at that. When the heater was off, it didn't go anywhere near that far. So I think we're slowly isolating where, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh, I'm going to quickly turn that heater back off and drive home. And see if that makes any difference. And I hope we got sound. These bloody microphones. Right, heater off. Oh yeah, the heater is off. Let's see if that makes a difference. I think we'll do one more test run out to the mine road and back. Definitely a difference. Might be too soon to tell. Watch for cars. Nothing coming? Nope, let's go. Alright, let's get up to cruising speed, up to our 60 mile an hour. So it's definitely hotter than it should. But as yet it hasn't spun right round to that 260 to 280 degrees. And look at that, now it's dropping. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, but it's only going as high as 220. Hasn't spun right around to the 280. Alright, we're at the mine turn up now. Alright, so I think we're actually coming to the conclusion now that there's something happening with that heater, or the heater line. Something's going horribly wrong there. There's no one behind me, I'll do a U-turn. I hope that's not the police up in front of me. No, don't think so. All right, let's go home. We're at 60. We're just under 70 mile an hour. We're actually at 70 mile an hour. Look at that. Look at that. Not perfect, but not doing what it was. I bet if I went and turned that heater on, I'd have instant problems. That's exactly what's going on. Oh no, there it goes. Oh no, there we go, all the way around. All the way around again, oh my God. Okay, problem not solved. We're all the way around to bloody... Damn it. Thought I was onto something then. Oh, well, rightio worlds, I thought I was onto something then, but I'm definitely not. I'm going to pull that heater hose out and I'm going to give them all a flush and do those sort of things. And there's something definitely going on the left bank there that's, it's got to be a water gallery problem, or it's definitely a water flow problem. The water's there and then it just overheats and then it doesn't, so... Any ideas, anyone? And please don't tell me it's my temp gauges, because it's not. So, rightio worlds, I'm going to close it out there. So you know the drill. Stay safe, keep your knees in the breeze, and I'll catch you later. Bye.